Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of June 20th to June 26th, 2022. This is a general reading, so feel free to take whatever resonates and leave behind for others whatever does not, to uncover more layers of your week. Check out your readings for sun, moon, and rising signs. On June 21st, we have the summer solstice in the northern hemisphere and winter solstice in the southern hemisphere, respectively, due to the sun being directly above the furthest points north and south of the equator. The word solstice is derived from Latin and references the sun's apparent stoppage or standstill. This reading explores those themes. So here, what appears to be stopping or standing still, you have this here and now card. You have 10 of Wands, King of Cups, Ace of Swords. In this second column, we see how your energy is, we look at what is reaching its furthest point. Spirit Guardian of Winter, Retreat. You have 6 of Swords, King of Pentacles, 9 of Wands. And the third column is how your energy is impacted by the solstice. And you have this Luck card. You also have Death, you have the Wheel, and you have Queen of Wands. So what appears to be stopping or standing still, you have here and now. You can see there's this past sign and this future sign. Basically, the focus is on the present, and there's the saying that when you focus on the past, you are depressed, and when you focus on the future, you are anxious. So here, this is kind of indicating, you really can't control things. You really have to just be in the present, be in the now, and notice what's going on here or around you, because you might, if you're thinking about the past, you're thinking about the future, you might miss out on something that is right in front of you. And also that the concept of that everything that you have now is all you need. Kind of like that concept of, you're the richest person in the world when it comes to like love, material things, if you focus on what you can do right now or what you are doing right now. The concept of, 10 of Wands is about looking to the future and hoping to reach a goal that you set in the past that might not resonate with you now, and kind of taking on way too much in the process, and kind of being between, the past decision and the future outcome, and just being worn down in the process. Definitely having this I think I can attitude, but energy being depleted and almost to the point of just doing what you said you would do because you said you'd do it. The King of Cups, this is a card of compassion, emotionally grounded, connecting to everything from the heart. So for some of you, it seems that this is another person. This could be a relationship that you're in currently. And so this is kind of a concept of, perhaps you feel like the relationship is going stagnant, but the message here is more of, enjoying what is available, like appreciating what you have in the now, and like trust that you're enough, that relationship is enough. If you're not in a relationship, then recognizing that you are enough, and that concept of really loving yourself and being aware of the value that you have, and not kind of thinking about how someone could appreciate you in the future, but really recognizing your greatness at the present moment. Here with this Ace of Swords, it's kind of a new way of looking at things, or a new way of thinking, new clarity and truth. So let's take a look at that Ace of Swords. You have the Sage of Wands or the Queen of Wands. I see you also have the Queen of Wands over here. So it's almost as if you have this energy of, being a confident individual who can really radiate a presence, and, have, kind of draw attention to you, possibly, can be very flirtatious, very attractive, but possibly not even aware of that, because you're focused on, or it seems like you've been focused on a past or a future aspect of yourself. And if you were just in the now, and not feeling like the now is, not looking at what you have now as a sense of lack, but actually appreciating it, it's almost as if you're going to recognize this aspect in yourself a lot more. So let's take a look at the King of Cups. You have the Knight of Swords, and this is, an energy or individual that kind of comes in really quick, like a rushing thought, a really, what's the word? It's not a joke. Kind of trying to rush in to save the day, make things right, but not really having a thought out plan, not really grounded to see things through, and kind of has good intentions, but or thinks that they have good intentions at that time. So this energy is pretty much, Knights are associated with the element of fire, and swords are associated with the element of air, and both are really active, quick. So here it's almost as if the thoughts that you might be having about this King of Cups, that if they're in your life now, they're just like, you just want action making a change, and you're not really seeing the person for who they are. And if you are kind of if you're single, then it's almost as if it's cautioning you to really give in to these thoughts of like instant gratification, and really think about a long-term outcome, a long-term connection with someone that's kind of, deep and meaningful, and not just fleeting. Yeah, fleeting was the word I was looking for, not a joke. Let's take a look at 10 of Wands here. You have the 9 of Cups, and that's a card of, feeling fulfilled, self-confidence, happiness, like wish fulfillment. So it's almost as if it's almost as if what appears to be stopping or standing still is you, in the sense of, if you've ever seen those kind of movies where there's a destination and someone is walking. Okay, if you've ever seen Poltergeist, there's a scene where the mom is trying to get to the kid's bedroom door, and it's down the hallway, and the mom sees the door, and then the frame like expands out, and the door is much further away, and the mom starts running for the hallway, or down the hallway towards the door, and is just like running full speed, and it just seems like can never really get to that door. Eventually the mom like flies through the door, but that concept of an illusion or a mirage. So that's kind of the sense of whatever your initial goal was, whatever it is that you were looking at, it seems almost maybe further and further away. And this is kind of coming to a realization of that. It's really keeping you further away from your true aspects of yourself, and possibly allowing you to give in to certain fleeting thoughts that really aren't sustainable in the long term. So here, what's reaching its furthest point, this concept of retreat, and this is about kind of withdrawing and kind of hibernating almost, trying to recover. So here you have the 6 of Swords, and this is a card of transitions, withdrawal, and also healing. It's kind of being between two shores. And the 9 of Wands is a sense of really feeling overwhelmed, but still needing to defend yourself, to hold your ground, and you're willing to do it, but having some help would probably be beneficial. And then you have this the King of Pentacles here. So King of Pentacles is a protector, It's someone who is also kind of does things the same way that they've done before. They've kind of grown up on that idea of like, you need to put in hard work. The only way to succeed is to do really, really, really hard work. And that is in a way a limiting concept. Um, so it could be that there is a certain individual, maybe a parent figure, that kind of put this idea in there in your mind, or that you were wanting to kind of be like, kind of go following their footsteps. And so it seems that to some degree it's as if that you have followed in that footstep, and maybe realizing that at the end of the day, this individual was worn out, really just sat on the couch all day, and retired, and just really wasn't thriving. Kind of, I put in my time. I have my toys. They're shiny at one point, and they've collected dust, and I'm kind of, fine with that. And I'll just sit here and kind of bask in that glory of the past. So it could be that this sense of really not having the ability um, to really feel like excited about things. It's almost as if you are, working to survive whatever the situation is. It's kind of, you put in your time, you put in your efforts, and then at the end of the day, you're just trying to recover for the next day. And this could be a job. This could be your connections with people, how you interact with people, or just in general, how you're feeling about life. So let's take a look at the King of Pentacles there. You have the Strength card. I do think that this is an adorable Strength card. This card is about courage. It is about this concept of, stepping up, doing things that are difficult. But it's also recognizing the different aspects of yourself. So if you have been highlighting this characteristic of working hard, giving it your all, not complaining, about things, then you're denying the certain aspects of yourself that really wants to relax and have things be easy and fair and kind of fun. So this concept of it's almost as if you're recognizing here, you're recognizing how far this kind of characteristics have gone within yourself, and how they have led you to kind of go down a certain path where you have to you feel like you're worn out and just need to recover. Okay, let's take a look at the Nine of Wands. You have the Ten of Wands again. So yeah, I think I'm kind of beating a dead horse here with saying that you're worn out. Let's take a look at the Six of Swords. You have the King or Monarch of Wands. Interesting. So you have the King of Cups, you have the King of Pentacles, you have the King of Wands. So a lot of kind of masculine energy, also active energy. Kings are associated with the element of air, which is active. So here you have air and fire, which are doubly active. The King of Cups, this is air and water, and then air and earth. So a little bit more balanced. But here it's as if, your spin on things is to go this King of Wands route, like, being a visionary leader, possibly even trying to do your own business, really pushing yourself. And it makes sense why you are kind of looking at the past and the future, why you have been, because that's how you kind of measure how far you've come. So, and how far you want to go. But the key here is to recognize being in the present and enjoying what's in the present, and appreciating that, and appreciating maybe there's a different finish line, or different endpoint that would fulfill you just as much as what you think you can accomplish. And also recognizing that it's almost feeling as if you're constantly neither here nor there and not getting where you're trying to get, but still being in this energy of just keep going. So here, how your energy is impacted by the solstice, you have this luck card, and this is kind of a card that indicate that you make your own luck, whatever you see as luck. So if you feel like you have been putting in the hard work and something's going to change, it's got to change, then maybe it will. But if it hasn't been changing, and you kind of make your own luck, then are you then making it so that you're constantly creating this situation of just wanting to have that break and it not coming? And so it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because it's kind of how you perceive things at the time, and like what you perceive is the potential outcome. It's almost as if your idea of having luck is almost fooling yourself into thinking that when things don't work out, it's bad luck, as opposed to just how, just to life and how you've adjusted to a certain environment and a certain way of living your life. So here with the wheel, this concept here is, if you're the spider on this wheel spider web, you could be anywhere. You can move anywhere. There's not really a necessary rhyme or reason to it. It's almost like anywhere that you move is an entirely different situation, although it's the same environment. Here you have this death card, which is about transformation and really letting go of things that aren't serving your best and highest good. And that is not necessarily an easy thing to do. But you have this Queen of Wands energy here. And I would say this is a great card for not good luck in of itself, but of a way of living where you are marching to the beat of your own drum and making magic happen, and just being in a good place of energy that is active and receptive. You know, fire with wands is active. Queens are associated with the element of water, and they're receptive, they're nurturing as well. So this sense of kind of balance, not being, you know, the person that has ultimate power, the king of wands, but more the person that is kind of doing their own thing, and just managing things very well, not having to meet certain expectations except for their own. So let's take a look at the wheel over here. You have the Four of Swords, and this is a card of, you know, withdrawing, kind of clearing your head, and maybe even taking a nap. So the best, when the wheel, usually the wheel of fortune, the concept is the wheel is always turning, and the best place to be is in the center of the wheel. That's being centered, grounded, balanced. And here with this Four of Swords, it seems that there is a need for some recovery time. Let's take a look at the Death card. You have the Knight of Wands. It's like the whole, like, well, you don't have the Page of Wands, but the Page of Wands is kind of just like the flirt who is non-committal, but you have a lot of desire to just be active. So here, with the Monarch or King of Wands, it's the fire element with air, and with the Knights, it's the fire element with fire. Knights are associated with the element of fire. So it's like, what needs to change is this double burning passion, where it's like, oh, it's that burning the candle at both ends. That's this transformation. So let's take a look at the Queen of Wands. You have the Four of Wands, and this is about celebration. This is connecting with your community. This is like having a sense of stability, a sense of foundation, and also a sense of freedom. So it really seems that there's the solstice, or, you know, this week is going to really shine a light on how hard you've been working, how you kind of been maybe secretly hoping things were different, and recognizing that you need some time to really recover and rethink this concept of just burning the midnight oil. No, that's not the right phrase. Burning a candle at both ends, and just burning yourself out, and starting to get balanced and grounded, where you are kind of living in the now, marching to the beat of your own drum, and recognizing that there's some, you know, it's not always about accomplishing something, achieving something, actively doing something. There's this sense of just being, receiving, enjoying life, connecting with those around you in your community, and celebrating the here and now. So I'm hoping this provides a helpful perspective of your week, and we'll see you next time. Take care.